Billy here. A little short video on what I've seen concerning women in the military. I remember when they first started accepting women in the military when I was still an adolescent, I think, and I was horrified by it, what they were implying and what they were talking about. Women soldiers on the front lines, that can't be. Well, we're here. We've been here for a while, and negative opinion would be that they would cause problems in military situations because then guys would be fighting over them and pulling rank for one another and judging them by their appearance mainly. And because does that happen? Well, in varying degrees in different armies, of course it does. There were a lot of women in the U.S. military in Afghanistan stationed there, and they were among the rank and file. They weren't an awful lot of them, but they were there. And among the common soldiers, they were generally really rather plain looking and even sort of tomboyish. Can I say that? Tomboyish, yes. But there, you did see some really beautiful feminine women, models. I mean, they had their uniforms tailored to fit to, let's say to complement their figure a great deal. I mean, they knew what they were doing, but they were always among the officers. They were always seemed to be only see those in the retinue of a rather high-ranking officer. And it seems the higher the rank, the more of a knockout his personal, entourage was. There were the women in his personal entourage, and the American military is like that. The British was 10 times worse. Among the rank and file, there's a huge class distinction between them and officers. I could barely understand most of the rank and file, the British guys. They were just such. Most of them that I met were just real chavs. It's just like, oh, I didn't want to feel in it, But you talk to an officer, and he's really quite articulate and polished, and his diction and his pronunciation is really quite lovely to listen to, and easy to understand in any circumstances. And the higher their rank, the more they had absolutely gorgeous, drop-dead gorgeous women officers who were also very posh in the way they spoke, very well educated and very articulate, and comported themselves quite well. Among the rank and file, the women that I saw in the British Army, they were they probably had nice personalities, let's just put it that way. The Canadians, I was impressed. They had beautiful women among the rank and file, a lot of them. And they had plain ones hanging out with the officers. So they were a lot more egalitarian and less motivated, apparently, by moving people up by judging on their appearance or allowing them to claw their way up with their appearance. I don't know what the situation is. I'm sure both happens. But in the Canadians, they seem very, very egalitarian. I was quite impressed by that. But not the Americans. And most certainly not the British. Most of my interaction with the British was recovering things that they'd stolen from us, from my private company that I work for. They loved just taking American supplies. I don't know if the Brits were stingy with things or they were hard to get. They never asked to borrow anything. They just stole it and hid it. Ladders, things like that. I usually found it. They weren't very clever at hiding things. They were real good at stealing them. Only caught them red-handed a couple of times. They were real sneaky. And I think they just took delight in doing that. They were the lower rank and file were pretty hostile to the Yanks for the most part. The upper class, I think, were hostile too, but they were very politic about it. They weren't going to openly display any hostility, but from policy sometimes it came down. Anyway, I thought that might be interesting to some people. I thought I'd share it. I'm not doing much anything else. So, hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, Uncle Bildy signing out.